This is the story of the haunting exorcisms of Annelise Michel. In 1968, when she was just 17 years old, a German girl named Annelise Michel started experiencing devilish hallucinations and a voice telling her that she was damned to hell. Her mother first became concerned when she witnessed Annelise staring furiously at a statue of the Virgin.
This is why you should always keep your head on a swivel. In 2017, an elderly woman who lived alone thought she saw something moving in her backyard and went to the window to have a look. As she's looking around, a shadowy figure emerges right on the other side of the glass, standing in her backyard. Terrified, she keeps an eye on the figure while calling police, but by the time she hangs up, the figure's gone. When the police arrive, her front door is unlocked, so they go inside and they find her still sitting in front of the window looking for this figure. The police search the backyard, but they don't find anything. When the police go back inside to search the house, they quickly find some large footprints that couldn't have been hers in the room that she was sitting in and all around the first floor. That's when they realized what was going on. She wasn't seeing a shadowy figure in her backyard. She was seeing the reflection of someone in the room with her.
Warning, the ending is terrifying. One night, a high school senior was driving her car when she started being harassed by the car behind her. She looked and noticed there was a man in a red pickup truck that kept flashing his high beams. The man continued to flash his high beams, so she panicked and drove home. As soon as she got home, she abandoned her car, ran inside, and told her dad to call the police. When the police arrived, the man explains that he was only trying to help the girl. He was trying to warn her about the intruder in her backseat with a knife.
This story will ruin your trust in people. The Real Haunted Hotel. In 1896, H.H. Holmes bought a whole lot of property on one block and fused them all together to become one hotel. He hired different workers to work on different parts of the hotel, so none of them knew the full layout of the whole hotel. The hotel opened just in time for the Chicago World Fair in 1993, where people all over the world came over to visit. But this wasn't no normal hotel. It was a torture chamber in every room. For most of that year, he trapped people. He had gas chambers, starvation rooms, and torture rooms. He designed the whole house to be one big maze so they couldn't escape. He would like to play with people and give them a false sense of hope, so he would make stairs that led to nowhere. When they thought they were escaping, they would go down the stairs and literally hit a blank wall. Once the victims passed away, he would hide them by dumping them into a furnace chamber. He's now known as one of America's first serial killers. Give this video a like if you want more scary stories.
If you're afraid of clowns, I wouldn't watch this. A few years ago, a teenage girl went to babysit her neighbors because the parents were gone for the night. The parents requested she stay in their bedroom to be close to the kids who were having nightmares recently. After she tucked the kids in later that night, she went to watch TV in the parents' bedroom. When she sat down, she noticed an eerie clown statue in the corner of the room. She tried to ignore it, but couldn't get over the feeling that the clown was watching her. Time passed and the babysitter couldn't handle it anymore. She went downstairs and phoned the parents. She said, "Everything's fine, but this clown statue is freaking me out." The father said, "What clown statue?" The phone went silent for a minute. Then he said, "Get the kids out of the house right now." She grabbed the kids and they fled to the street. The clown turned out to be a killer who was living in the attic for months. The kids have been complaining about a clown watching them, but the parents never believed.
This is why you should never go hiking alone. In 2003, a man named Aaron Ralston went hiking alone in the Utah desert. While descending down a canyon crack, a boulder came loose and landed directly on his arm. Aaron quickly realized he was stuck and decided to ration his food and water for the next 5 days. On the 5th day, he decided to take out his pocket knife and sever his arm off to free him from the rock. He then climbed out of the 65-foot canyon and hiked 8 miles to civilization, where he was saved.
Here is the most haunted song ever made. And yes, I said that right, a haunted song. This song has been responsible for countless suicides. This song was also banned in England. Even the creator of this song killed himself. And the way he died is not a normal suicide. He jumped out of a window, survived, went to the hospital, and then killed himself with a wire. He did not want to be alive. The title of this song is called Gloomy Sunday. So take a guess what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm about to bump some Gloomy Sunday. If you don't wanna hear it, just click off the video. But if you're like me and you wanna hear what this song actually sounded like, let's do it. Okay, I'm on the song and apparently 10.4 million people have listened to it. The song sucks. It's just not a good song.
In 2012, two brothers were playing in the backyard when they noticed their dog digging next to the shed. The dad was so frustrated by this, he put up a fence from the dog. The dog broke down the fence and he kept digging up. What's crazy is the dog collapsed and died in the hole. And this is where this story about the shed gets freaky. A week or so later, some friends came over with their dog too, and their dog did the same thing and died in the hole as well. Hearing the children cry, the neighbour came over and he explained to them about the prior owners of the house. He told them that the owner had killed stray dogs and buried them underneath the house. The parents were disturbed by this, so they contacted the police. When they started digging up the shed, they not only found a pet cemetery, but they also found bodies in the backyard. Police went next door to question the old man that had come over and told them all about the pet cemetery, but turns out he had died more than 10 years ago.